It's Thursday night football time. Got some picks on the one tonight. Giants versus 49ers. And we're going to put the film on, bro, for two guys that were absolute stars in week 3 in college football. That's on Football Takeover YouTube show. Let's go. Welcome in, everybody. John Harris, owner, founder of FootballTakeover.com. And well, my day job is Houston Texans sideline reporter and football analyst. So I'm covering football 24/7, 365. But go check out Football Takeover. Put up keys to the game for a couple of big ones. We'll talk about those on tomorrow's show. You got Florida State and Clemson. You got Ohio State, Notre Dame. We'll hit the others as well. You got Colorado and Oregon. You got Iowa, Penn State. So you got a lot of big ball games in college football. So we'll hit all those tomorrow. But we're going to put the film on for a couple of guys that were outstanding. And they're great draft prospects, and both arrows are shooting way up for Jayden Daniels and Johnny Newton. So we'll do that a little later. Got my pick 3 a little later in the show, but we got to kick off the show with our cover 3 stories that people are following throughout the world of football, high school, NFL, college, whatever it might be. And we're going to start in the NFL, where yesterday at Halas Hall was maybe as wild as any day I think I've ever seen. And I saw Chicago Bears reporters saying this too. It was a wild day. You had, well, I don't know, it ended with Nathan Peterman being released as a quarterback of the Chicago Bears. But during the day, there were rumors about defensive coordinator Alan Williams. His house had been raided by the FBI, and then Halas Hall was raided by the FBI. Well, turns out that Halas Hall was not raided by the FBI. Peanut Tillman, who's working with the FBI, is not involved in any of this. But Alan Williams did resign as a defensive coordinator. And then there were some cryptic tweets saying, if what I've heard is true, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, we don't know any of that with Alan Williams and what's going on. We just know that he is no longer the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. Take that for what it is. So that was all taking place about the same time that Justin Fields met with the media on Wednesday, which most quarterbacks do. CJ Stroud does it here in Houston on Wednesday. Most quarterbacks meet with the media on Wednesday. So Justin Fields was asked about his comments about playing too robotic. And he was asked, why do you think that is? And he said, kind of rubbed his chin and waited, and he said, coaching. Holy cow. Social media went on fire. It got to a point where Justin had to ask for the media to meet him in the locker room and say, look, I'm not mad at the coaching. It's not the coaching. Yeah, tough times going on in Chicago. The first 2 games were not good. They did not shed a good light on what Justin's done in this offense. He struggled. He missed open receivers. He did it for a couple weeks. JT O'Sullivan, who does quarterback school, who's a tremendous watch, did about a 95-minute breakdown on Justin and what went wrong against Tampa Bay. So you got the Alan Williams situation, you got Justin Fields, and then, of course, Nathan Peterman was kicked to the curb unceremoniously. So you had a lot going on with the Chicago Bears yesterday. That is at number 3. All right, number 2, Deion Sanders says to forgive. And I know Deion's getting a lot of flowers throughout the country for saying, hey, stop the death threats to Henry Blackburn. He doesn't need it. He doesn't deserve it. He made a hit. Something happened in the game. We've all forgiven him. Travis has forgiven him. I've forgiven him. So you missed the story. You missed the game. First of all, you must have been sleeping under a rock. But during Colorado State game, which was highly heated, Henry Blackburn's safety came off his hash and covered 2. Travis Hunter was running a fade. A few steps after the ball was out of bounds, Blackburn planted Hunter on the sideline, hit him right in the rib cage, knocked him out, sounds like for the next 2 or 3 games. People went apoplectic, sending death threats, etc. And then Deion said, yo, stop. Now Deion's getting a lot of flowers for that. And I agree with my man Landry Locker. That's what all coaches should do. Death threats, come on, people. How dumb are we? But then on the flip side, it's okay to love Deion and just say, yeah, well, that's what we expect, coach. I mean, that's what you needed to do. So it's okay. You don't, as my buddy Landry says, you don't need to carry his water. Okay? And also, by the way, when Deion plays a bunch of music at practice because it's going to be really loud in Oregon, when you act like it's the first time any coach has ever done that, I wonder what rock you're living under. Every coach does that. Every team does that. So stop. Deion's just fine on his own. All right, let's get to number one. Oh, it's Thursday Night Football. You got the New York Football Giants taking on the San Francisco 49ers out in Santa Clara. So you had the Giants staying out on the West Coast because they played in Phoenix last week. Had a big comeback. They were down 21-0, 28-7. Came all the way back, tied it at 28, and then won the game and beat the Arizona Cardinals. I guess the Cardinals weren't reading the script that they were supposed to be tanking for Caleb Williams because they played pretty well the first two games. 0-2, but played pretty well. That said, they take on the 49ers, and they look good. Very good in the first two. Brock Purdy keeps throwing 2 touchdowns in a game. I'll give you my pick 3 on this game a little later. San Francisco's favored by 10.5. Which way will I go, or do I even go at all? Maybe I look at the total. Ooh, there's your hint, and there's your cover 3. All right, let's put the film on for one of the best quarterback performances I've seen in a while. Jayden Daniels, LSU quarterback. Never really sure where I stand on Jayden. Like, there's some games that are great, and there's some games you go, oh. There's some games where you watch the first half and go, yeah. Second half you go, oh. This one against Mississippi State was It was all over the place good. I mean, he made throws to every area of the field. That is the quarterback that was sort of rumored this fall. I had heard a lot of noise at LSU, good noise. Oh man, Jayden Daniels, if this LSU offense, if Jayden Daniels plays this way, look out. Well, Mississippi State found out. They didn't really bleep around and find out. They just found out. And they found out early and often, especially when he hit his guy, Malik Neighbors. Let's go put the film on, bro. Well, I just told you that slot fade Malik Neighbors was a theme of this particular ball game, and here we go again. Similar situation, but this time from the left hash to the right sideline. Jayden Daniels is going to drop this thing again in the bucket. Again, this is what I kind of fail to understand about just playing defensive back, just playing defense in general. You can see he's got outside leverage, so he's at the top of the hash. He's on this side. He's on the outside of him, as you would call that. There's no way that this ball should be thrown over here. You have help on the inside. You have leverage here. You can't let him break your leverage and get over the top of you. I don't understand that. It's Mississippi State playing defense, whatever. Not a great day. This is a focus on Jayden Daniels, and this is just wonderful. I mean, absolutely wonderful. They bring 5. Johnson, they're going to see the sim pressure, so they're going to drop this defensive end here. LSU's offensive line, another theme of the day. They did a good job of protecting Jayden Daniels. Good running back help here. I mean, this is excellent stuff. And now he's got the time to step. He's about to get hit by Pickering, and he drops this thing again, even a longer throw, and throws it right to the pylon. And again, you can see the safety from the middle. The safety from the middle, like, there should be no reason that he gives that throw up to the outside. None. He should have funneled Daniels back to the inside. He should have been on Daniels' right hip right there the entire time. But yet he gets turned around, and Neighbors is now able to run to a clean spot away from the safety, giving Daniels all kinds of room. Touchdown. Beautiful throw. Jayden Daniels, beautiful route work. Malik Neighbors, we'll talk about him in a different video. But, man, Jayden Daniels was on one on Saturday, and that second throw off the same route told you everything about how hot he was. Daniels was absolutely awesome. I mean, awesome. But you know who was in a losing effort? Johnny Newton from Illinois. I was sitting down to watch this game on Saturday, the home game on Sunday. I had a chance to kind of watch all the games. And so, for those that don't know, and the 11 o'clock kick starts, I start one game, I watch it, I stop it, I go to the next game, I fast forward through the commercials, I go to the next game, I fast forward through the commercials, rinse, lather, repeat until I've watched 3 games in the time it takes to watch 1, sometimes 4. So Penn State, Illinois was one of those games. And I keep seeing Johnny Newton flash, keep seeing Johnny Newton make plays, keep seeing him down on the goal line make a tackle. There's another pressure. Oh man, wow, look at this pass rush move. Well, I decided to put the film on, bro, and find out more about Johnny Newton, arguably the best interior defensive line talent in this 2024 NFL draft class. Johnny Newton, and now I think we're going to finish with arguably the one thing that NFL scouts will go back and talk about those first few plays, man, the power, the advanced pass rushing he's showing, bull rush. I mean, he's got a little bit of everything, the quickness, explosiveness. We see all that in Johnny Newton, but now you're going to see something that when I saw this, wow. I mean, I saw this during the game, so I knew this is one of the plays I wanted to highlight. So Newton is right here, and he's in a 5 technique to start. So he's got contained. This is a 3-man. They're only going to bring 3 men here. 3-man rush, drop 8, try and limit the holes and the gaps in the zone for Drew Allar and make this really tough. Well, what makes this really tough is Newton. Like, you can see him right here. He's already won. So let's go back and see how he did this. He's going against the right tackle, and he's just going to hit him with a club, chop, rip. So he's going to try and chop those arms down, chop, and then rip. But then watch the bend. Look at the bend for a big guy. I mean, the right tackle is trying to get him past, but he's got such a tight angle here that he can bend this to Allar and get in his face at least, whoa, I got nowhere to throw. And it's almost like a wide receiver stacking a defensive back. Look at how he gets 66 on his back. He doesn't allow himself to get pushed up the field. That is a violent chop, rip, and now he's using his power and his bend to get to the quarterback, and he forces another throwaway from Allar. Now he's doing it from the edge. We've seen him do it from inside. Now he's doing it from the edge. Johnny Newton is something else, man. He is a really, really good interior prop. I went into the year wanting to see a little bit more from Johnny Newton. And one of the things I wanted to see more from him was a little bit more power, shock in the hands, and a little bit more football violence. I saw it all in that Put the Film On Bro. Now, for both of those, you just saw snippets. You want to see the whole thing, go to my YouTube page, @JH Football Takeover, which is where you are right now because you're watching it. So I appreciate you very, very much. All right, let's get to our pick 3. And I got 3 from games tonight. We got one college game going on tonight. Got Coastal Carolina taking on Georgia State in Conway, South Carolina. That's the home of Coastal Carolina. They have a quarterback that I really like, Grayson McCall, who has been the leader there, and this is now his 3rd year. They're 2-1. The only loss for Coastal Carolina was UCLA. They take on 3-0 Georgia State. A little bit surprising what Sean Elliott's done there with Georgia State. But Coastal's favored by 6.5. I'm fixing to lay those points. I think Coastal will go get this one. They'll win this by a touchdown or more. I feel good about what Grayson McCall can do and what they're doing. I don't love the Tim Beck offense, but that's okay. Jamie Chadwell went off to Liberty. Tim Beck has got Grayson McCall doing some things he wasn't quite doing the years before, but I think Grayson McCall will pull one out for Coastal Carolina tonight, winning by 7 or more. So let's lay the points and take Coastal Carolina tonight. Now, Giants are taking on the 49ers out in Santa Clara. I was like, oh yeah, I'm jumping all over this 49ers number. What is it? 10.5. Oh, I don't like that. Because I think the Giants are a better football team than they played in the first 2 weeks. Against the Cowboys, they look dreadful. For a half against the Cardinals, they look dreadful. The second half showed more of what I felt like the Giants could do. Now, there's no Saquon Barkley, so they're going to have to create offense from other locations and other spots on the field. But 10.5 is kind of rich, so I just didn't trust it. The Giants have been on the West Coast the whole week. It feels like everything points to Niners lay the points. If I had to, I'd do that. But I'm going to go a different way. The total's 44. I like that total. Because if the Giants had scored anything against the Cowboys, that would have been way over the total. Last week, it was a total of 59 against the Cardinals. And you know the Niners are going to score. So let's say the Niners put up 28. Well, you just need 17 from the Giants. I think they can do that. I think I'm going over. I know I'm going over the total of 44. And hopefully we get there. And then last and certainly not least, last week I went with a player prop bet for Jalen Hurts. And it hit Jalen Hurts 278 yards passing. And I was like, man, that just feels way too much. I'm going to go under. And it was well under. So I felt good about that. So I'm doing it this week. Brock Purdy's passing yards against the Giants. That prop bet is 228.5. I'm going over that. I think Brock's going to hit a few. I think he can consistently move the ball. I don't know how well the Niners will run it against Dexter Lawrence and crew, but I do think if they can get it off, they got an opportunity to move the football and move it pretty significantly through the air. So I'm going over 228.5 passing yards for 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy as he takes on Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. All right, we got a full weekend of college football and a big one. We'll be back with some keys to the game tomorrow for a couple of the big games. Talk about some of the other things going on in the NFL. Going to take place over the weekend. We'll do all that on tomorrow's show, but appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I feel like I need to say that, but hopefully you already know that, but I'm going to say it anyways. Lastly, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the views. Thank you for just joining my community. Thank you for subscribing to footballtakeover.com. Very reasonable price, so please subscribe and help out the cause. And we're going to build this thing and make Football Takeover as big as it could possibly be. And you were right here at the beginning. Again, thanks for watching, everybody.